Hey family. Hey. It's Friday. It's a rainy, cold Friday morning. I woke up this morning, it was 30 degrees. Well, no, I take that back. It was 40 some degrees, but the feel like with the wind chill and the rain, it was like 33 degrees. That's how I felt. Oh, I was so glad I put on my fuzzy pajamas last night. But anyway, here I am. I'm at work, subbing today, and I got a break. Ooh, sixth grade has been off the chain this morning. However, I got a break until afternoon, and so I felt like that was a good time to get this video in. So today's issue, installment from the Heart of a Woman starts now. All right, so excuse me. This week, I was kind of, I don't know, watching some stuff on Hulu. What I was watching was My 600-Pound Life. And I noticed an amazing trend between those bariatric patients. Now, if you don't know what My 600-Pound Life is, it is where people tell their story for 12 months during their weight loss journey. Many of them do have bariatric surgery in order to help them lose weight. But I kept seeing an alarming trend amongst the patients: rape and molestation, especially with the women. So I did a little research because I kept seeing that dynamic, and so then I had to look at my own story. I've had bariatric surgery. I had the gastric sleeve surgery in 2012. Lost a good amount of weight, but what I'm learning is, if you don't deal with your demons, if you don't deal with your dark side, if you don't deal with your issues, the weight that you need to lose isn't necessarily on your body. Well, the weight that you need to lose first isn't necessarily on your body. It's here and in here. So I did a little digging, did some research, and so I found a couple of statistics that were very alarming. In one article I read, it said that female subjects who were abused were more likely to manifest signs of obesity by early adulthood. And by age 20 to 27, 42% of women were significantly obese compared to subjects who were not abused. Now, I'm not talking about overweight. You got a couple love handles. I'm talking about severely obese. This is where your BMI is over 39 to 40%. You're carrying a lot of body fat. So I was like, and I kept seeing those, similar statistics in similar studies. So I did a little bit more digging, wondering, is there a biological link? Of course there is. So I asked the question, what causes this? There are psychosocial difficulties that exist after a person has been raped or molested. What do I mean by psychosocial difficulties? People lose their ability to trust. And when you can't find trust, now, let's be for real. A lot of the molestation that happens, it's no longer stranger danger. It happens from someone you know, someone you've trusted, someone who was supposed to be someone to help care for you, cover you, and protect you, yet they were the predators. And so trust happens. And when you can't trust, you don't connect well with other people, which brings on depression. So those psychosocial difficulties of trust and depression are factors when it comes to obesity. Also, there are psychobiological factors, such as brain and hormonal dysregulation. What do you mean, Professor B? There is a rewiring in the brain when a child has been molested, when a woman has been raped. It rewires our hypothalamus, and our hypothalamus is the part of the brain that regulates our endocrine system and our nervous systems. Now, if we are always in a state of panic and anxiety, that creates adrenal overload, which puts our endocrine system out of whack, which creates a metabolic syndrome in the body. And until we can correct some things, there's going to be a physical reason why women are obese. Now, I sat there mind blown because I went back, it took me back to my personal story. I don't have a copy of my book, but I have a book on lulu.com called My Life's Lessons. And I talk about my story, my testimony of how I was from age 9 till 12 molested and sexually abused as a child. And as I was sent out into the world, the one thing that I could trust is there was going to be some food. In our family, when we love you, we feed you. And that became a thing. I could rely on macaroni and cheese. I could rely on Cheetos cheese puffs. They were not going to misuse me and abuse me. They were not going to tell me, oh, well, you're nasty, you're dirty. They were solace, they were comfort to me. And as a result, I ballooned up to nearly 400 pounds. It's like 389, nearly 400 pounds. And I believe that a lot of women, especially in our community, because, it's sad to say, a lot of us have that testimony, that had happened to us in our childhood. That the people that were tasked to take care of us, to protect us, were either not in place or became our predators. Real talk. And we need to really wake up and watch our daughters, watch our sons, so that we can, part of this will help us prevent some of this obesity epidemic that is rampant in our society right now. I believed, and my mindset was, that if I eat, no one will think I'm attractive. If I get fat, no one will think I'm beautiful. No one will want to put their hands on me. They would think my body is disgusting. And so they won't prey upon me. I'm telling you my truth. And that was my mindset. A lot of people pad themselves with fat, especially women, in order to use it as a defense mechanism against being violated again. Yeah. So yeah, I told you, I had weight loss surgery. And I lost all the way down to, from 398 to, I want to get the number right, I want to say I got all the way down to 240. 240. Or was it 220? I don't know. I was feeling real skinny at 2 something still. Compared to nearly 4, I thought I was doing it. I thought I was, yeah. And in that interim period, there was some work I failed to do. And after a breakup of a relationship, I fell back into some bad habits because I went back into that place of mistrust, and I gained all the way back to 308. 308. Gained. Yeah, I gained. But in that interim period of time, I've done a lot of healing work. I've just got myself involved, developed and cultivated an identity in the Most High. And I began to see who I am, understand who I belong to. And as I did the work and I began to heal and I began to deepen my prayer life, develop a life of worship, not just singing songs. I worked on me. I worked on me. And I've lost back down to, where am I at? 274, 270? 270, I think that's the last time I weighed. In order to get it back on track, I got some work to do on me. But I no longer am in that place of mistrust, and I'm no longer walking in that place of depression, because now I know who I am. I know my identity. I am no longer that little girl who was raped. I'm no longer that little girl who was molested. I'm no longer that little girl. I have developed an identity outside of my brokenness. And a lot of us have to get to that place. A lot of us have the work to do. You know, I hear brothers talking about women, our black women are so fat. If you dig a little deeper in the story, you'll find out why. You'll find out that we have padded ourselves in order to protect ourselves. Because those places of protection were not available to us in our childhood. And it's so sad. Hopefully, when you do your digging, when you open up that box, when you get that understanding, you can show forth some patience and encourage, show forth some consistency and some love, and some things might change. And I believe things are changing when women are now working to do some healing and get some understanding. But I just thought, that was interesting, that the rates of obesity are often correlated nearly 50% with rape and molestation. Something's got to change. Something's got to give. So I hope this was a little bit informative. I hope. But that's what was on my mind and on my heart today on this rainy Friday. I'm on my lunch break. I'm getting ready to eat my peanut butter and jelly sandwich that I made for lunch today. I know it's kind of early, but anyway, I think it's a little after 10. But I'm going to get one break today. I got to be here till 4. Nevertheless, y'all have a blessed Friday wherever you are. Even if the sun is not shining, remember he shines within. All right? I love you guys. Professor out.